Hey guys, and welcome, we shall say, to my second Blu Ray Steelbook review. Most of these reviews will be more or less from my Steelbook collection. I might at least one or two that I don't have on Steelbook that I still think I might watch and review. I've kind of thinking kind of on this, thinking on kind of this journey, this season, is just to kind of rewatch some of the films that have just been sat there, or films I've not watched in a very long time. Now, today's Steelbook is actually what I got for Christmas, and it's a film I've not watched since, that must have been maybe six. So we're talking nearly 20 years ago. I've not watched this film, and I loved it as a kid. And that film is Dick Tracy. Again, this is the Steelbook. My dad got me this for Christmas. I've wanted this for so long. Again, it's such a great film, and again, it's just so simple. It is, the movie poster, and as you can see there, that's the front. And then you've got Dick Tracy on the back. Obviously, Dick Tracy is it's an adaptation. Obviously, Dick Tracy originally is from a comic book series. It's starring Warren Beatty, I hope I pronounced that right, Madonna, and also Al Pacino, which is just absolutely fantastic. And as well, to be fair, this was my first, shall I say, introduction to Madonna. Obviously, I heard something, I heard some of the songs, but again, it was kind of the first time I think I remember knowing who she was, and look, she looks amazing in the film. I even remember thinking that as a kid. So yeah, again, Dick Tracy, again, great steelbook, great artwork. The film, like I said, I've not watched this in 20 years. I know that for a fact. The music is also by Danny Elfman, which, oh my god, like the soundtrack is just absolutely phenomenal. It's rocking them Batman vibes. It could have easily been from either the Tim Burton Batman films or even the animated series. It just sounds it sounds so Batman. It's got that grittiness, and it's that heroism, and it's great. It really is a good soundtrack, and the whole look of the film. I think this was my biggest surprise. I think I watched this yesterday. I was doing a video 24 hours later. My biggest thing was the look and the style of it. Obviously, it is from the comic book, and the film, it really goes out to make it look like a comic book. There's a lot of backdrop paintings, and I would say it would have been blue screen at the time. There's not so much. And all the villains, they've got these amazing prosthetics and face masks to look, completely kind of how the comics were drawn. The shall I say, the baddies, the henchmen was all, squared faces, and all looking disgusting and kind of grotesque to kind of push that narrative. The villains, and a lot of early comic books did that, and he keeps like this in the film, and it's just such a gorgeous kind of looking film. I think it's the best way I could kind of compare it to is if you remember the first Hulk, the Hulk film. They tried to do that. It is like a comic book, the way it would transition, do screen, like multiple screenshots of. They tried to add comic book elements to this. Well, Dick Tracy does that. Dick Tracy does it right. It keeps that comic book feel and look, and it's it. I enjoyed it. I loved every minute of it, and like Al Pacino. Please could we just give that man a round of applause? He's enjoying every moment of being in that film. You can just tell with his performance. Now, I love Al Pacino. He's made some brilliant films. Scarface, Godfather. Again, Carlito's Way. Still, I think I do need to fully watch that. I'm still not on board with it, but from what I've seen him in it, he's given a good performance. But in this, he's brilliant. Obviously, he's done some absolute awful. Jack and Jill, for an example, and a few other stuff I won't mention. But again, he is giving 100% in this, and I think the reason I like it as well is it's also a film you wouldn't expect him to be in because of the makeup and because of how close they wanted, and how much they wanted to make it look like a comic book film. And don't get me wrong, there's a few lines of dialogue which is quite, it's just quite dated. It's pretty poor, but when you've got the look of the film, the pacing of the film is brilliant. The soundtrack's just phenomenal. It really is a fun film. And I would obviously the film is well over 20. I'm assuming it must be like 30 years old now. So it's not going to look like your films of today. But I would urge anyone, even when you're a young kid, to stick this film on, watch him, enjoy it. It really is a fun, is a fun little action film. So yeah, guys, again, with these Blu-ray reviews, I will keep them quite short. I'm not going to go too extensive with these, but yeah, Dick Tracy. I'm so glad I've got it. Thanks, Dad, for buying it for Christmas. Leave a comment below what film would you like to see next. If I've got it, I will review it. I do have a few ideas list as well. There's also a few films that I don't have that I am looking to review. I'm thinking of doing maybe a Netflix, just to say, kind of section, a Netflix review. Every month I'll maybe watch a Netflix film and chuck out a review. Maybe see how it goes. It's just an idea at the moment. But yeah, guys, have you got Dick Tracy? What do you think of it? When was the first time you've seen it? As I said, this is, I've not watched this in 20 years, and I loved every minute of it. So hopefully I won't leave it that long again until I watch it again. But again, guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next Blu-ray review. Cheers, thanks, bye.